Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. Interesting video I have for you guys today. Most importantly, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button now. Do it now. I would be much appreciated if you guys do that. Put me in your regular rotation. Anywho, we're talking Ja'Marr Chase. Okay. I watch, I follow him a little bit, not too closely. I do follow him very loosely. That year's Super Bowl team, I follow that Bengal team very closely because I believe it was, I had a specific interest in following the team, so I kept an eye on the team and see how they did. They made it to the Super Bowl, but they did not win. I don't believe they won. So, good team, good wide receiver. I think it was that duo that caught a lot of people's eyes with Joe Burrow and Ja'Marr coming from LSU, and them being an obvious connection. So, excuse me, but nevertheless, we're talking about Ja'Marr Chase, and Ja'Marr Chase has been in the media for several different reasons, some good, some bad. I believe he signed a $150 deal, which is good, right? He signs that deal. This could be stemming from 1 to a few months, right? All these incidents. So that was the first situation, and then I think another one that was in the mix, I'm not too sure if this is in order, but he's on an airplane and a woman or a fan tries to get his signature. He declines, which I don't believe that's not a reason to really get upset. You see celebrities out and enjoying themselves, having lunch, anything, and if a fan is not satisfied, then they're responsible then for that person's happiness. So right, nobody can upset you. No one is responsible for your feelings. That's something that you're in control of. So, and then another situation I think was most recent, if my memory serves me correct. He was out and about, and a young lady tried to get his attention and tried to hug him, and he kept walking, which was like the smart thing to do. You do not want to get yourself caught up with any of these women, whatever, especially when you're just signing a big deal like that. And you want to keep everything aligned. You do not want to be doing too much, and nothing is in order when you need time for recall. So this is exactly what is being is what I'm reacting to, basically. Ja'Marr, this is more so self-inflicting, but what he does is he takes pictures, or he poses. He's caught candidly posing with his girlfriend. Now she has a child. She has a kid. I think she has a kid. He has a kid too. I'm not too sure if, he has a son. That's what Google's saying. Google's saying he has a son. So I'm not too sure how right Google is, of course, but that's what Google's saying. And, but he's with this young lady. Could be his girlfriend. I'm not too sure where things are going. Not a bad looking woman, and I'm gonna have those pictures up there for you guys right now. I got a little, the pictures that are in question. Obviously, it's just looking at what's depicted there on the screen, it's like he definitely signed a deal. And then, that's a thing where what people do is, they feel like I don't know, man. I to tell you the truth, I don't know. Because now you have NIL, so these guys were making money, and and I'm not too sure if he even was around during NIL though. I'm not too sure. I don't believe so. Anywho, especially when you're in the NFL, you've been playing ball for a certain amount of years, and definitely once you make it to your second contract, I believe I said that before, once you make it to that second contract, it's normally a bigger number. You're more of a franchised tag, so people are gonna spin the bag on you, right? I think that's what CeeDee Lamb has went through, right? Where he's done the first contract, he's finished his rookie deal, and he's established that he is a force to be reckoned with on the field. So if they want to have him and they're stable, they need to pay him the big bucks. They need to pay him money that he's well deserving of. And I believe everybody can concur and agree with something like that, especially like if you made to that level and stage. I think you deserve to be paid. And once again, I don't think NIL was around when Ja'Marr Chase was in college. But, you have people that, they want to make a statement piece. They just want to live free. They want to do all these other things, which I can agree with. This guy is not a bad guy. He's definitely not. But the decision of him taking those pictures, I think just being honest, dude, I think we've all had situations where we're like, man, if I could just have that one back, I would turn back the hands of time for that, And I don't agree with some of the pictures because they are kind of like raunchy, racy, whatever. And like this, it's almost, it's just, it's a point of concern if you're following him, because this is something that is not consistent with something that Ja'Marr Chase would normally regularly do. So I can see why someone or fans would be upset, shocked, and appalled, etc., etc. I can see that, definitely. But they got a write-up here on him. If I can pull it up, I will read the write-up for you guys. Where is it at? All right, I have it here. Ja'Marr Chase has been making headlines lately, and it's not about touchdowns or contract extensions, wink face. The Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver has fans doing a double take after surfacing in a steamy TikTok carousel posted by influencer and model Deja Nicole. One particularly viral photo shows Chase in a bold pose behind Deja with his tongue out and under her skirt. Okay, and I showed you those photos. Though the pair haven't publicly confirmed their relationship, the internet has unofficially dubbed this a hard launch. And like, he has a son, that's what Google says. And on her TikTok, she's posing with, I would think to be her kid. Not too sure if it's, if they have any relation to Ja'Marr. Child still seems pretty young, so I'm not too sure if things have gotten out or if the press is just following something that closely pertaining to Ja'Marr Chase. But that's what this says. And then it just goes further into what I spoke about earlier, him signing the massive $161 million deal, and those 2 other incidents that I've spoken about. They got the video down there too. Maybe I'll put that video in here for you guys. But long story short, and he did curve that chick. I may have to put the video because he did curve the chick, which was a good thing to do, I believe so. But my thing is this with the whole pictures being posed, right? I mean, the chick that he's with is beautiful. You need to have a beautiful young lady, right? And I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you. Okay, you making that type of money. Okay, you doing the right thing. You working. You going to all the shows. You dressing. You doing whatever you got to do, right? You doing commercials. You know, don't be ashamed. You need to start a family. That's the next thing you need to do. You need to start a family. So don't let people shame you for having kids. And if you know what, if that don't work out, you want it to work out, that relationship to work out, you know what I'm saying? But if it does not work out, then of course you have to find love, right? It may not be love at first sight, but you need to try to find love, that partner that you can pair with very well. Now, the young lady that he was with is very beautiful. I think we can all agree upon that. He does have a son from his prior relationship, which is awesome because he's now a father and he has a son. So, all right, that's one thing off the to-do list. But long story short, the picture of him, you know, basically what was uploaded to social media definitely is a cause of concern. Definitely is, right? But if, you know, he could not have picked a better time to do that when he's in the professional league, just signed a contract, so he's good to go. So if he wanted to act out, show his true colors, he picked the perfect time to do so. And a lot of times we get caught up in that, you know. A lot of times we get caught up in low reels versus highlight reels, and you lose the meaning of following the sport of football, following genuinely good players. And a lot of times people miss on that. And I gotta say it, you know. A lot of times that is what takes place. So that image that he put out there, I would say in hindsight is 2020. I said that a few times. And that's probably something he'll say, you know what, I wish I may, you know, could have had one of those back. And again, he didn't essentially posted pictures. I believe it was found on her TikTok. Jay's TikTok, right? But it's just one of those things, right? You know, I think it's been other incidents, right? You had the Oscar De La Hoya incident, right? That thing kind of got out there. And it's just like everyone has something different. Everyone has something different, right? And it's like you can't let certain things detract you, period. You cannot let certain things detract you. But in some situations, you may have to take a second and you may have to say, I wonder if there's a bigger source. And that's what some individuals lean towards doing. But in this situation, if you can follow me at all, I think Jamar signed for $161 again, million deal. And I mean, it's like at this point, you know, just be happy for the young man. And there's other stories I definitely want to get in different videos, but I mean, it's just it's like duality, you know, at this point. It is ridiculous, you know, and you got to look at the cup, you know, half full versus half empty. And I mean, in this case, you know, it's really nothing to complain about. It's just, you know, image, morale, what people are going to say, morals, right? How is this going to affect? And that's pretty much it. But that's all I got for you guys. Like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope to see you guys back here again. I much appreciate you guys for coming here and watching this video. Peace, guys. I'm out.